Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 28th, the 49th day of the Omer. That's it. I hope that everybody was able to make it through the entire count of the Omer with a bracha, and if not, certainly to keep the count every day of the days and the weeks. If you did, give yourself a pat on the back. It's a great, great accomplishment. When we talk about 49, aside from completing the counting numbers, because tonight's going to be Shavuos, we of course will think of the great Louisiana Lightning, great part of my childhood, Ron Guidry, number 49. Number 49. Of course, this afternoon, right before Yontif at 6 p.m., we'll be having Yizkor on Zoom. You have the link below, and the information is all below. The guide for Shavuos as well is linked in the email, and though we cannot be together on Yom Tov, we know that beginning next week, we have the information will be going out about how we will be running services here at Shul once we open up again on June 4th. Very, very excited about that, very much looking forward to it. And again, we will have a way that we will advise everybody about what the process is going to be and how that's going to look. And I know everybody is eager to get back, and we have to have everyone's cooperation and so that everything will run smoothly. Please continue to daven for Refuah Shalema, for Mordechai ben Elka, Rav Zev ben Rickel, Gittel Basara, Noah Alice Batlilach Esther, and please add to your tefillos Rezel Basara to your tefillos, and all those who need a refuah shalema. The names, the prayer are found below. So again, please make use of them in your davening and in your performance of mitzvos. Today's dedication is given by Camille and Ellie Spiegler, and the reason for the dedication is that if you remember a couple of years ago on Yom HaShoah, Ellie spoke very passionately. It's probably still on our Facebook page. The video is pinned there. But Ellie spoke very passionately about his family heritage and particularly about his grandfather, Kolonimus Kalman ben Shimon. His grandfather Kalman, we just observed his 10th yahrzeit a few days ago, and a man who went through everything in life. He spent his childhood in Poland. He served in the Polish armies. He survived the Shoah 7 years. He survived the Shoah. He had nothing, ended up in Australia, and he did everything for his family. And Ellie will be the first one to tell you that he would not be the man that he is, and his family would not be who they are if not for his grandfather, his Zaidi Kalman. So, Kolonimus Kalman ben Shimon, may his neshama have an aliyah. And one of the things that Ellie's grandfather was particularly proud of was Ellie serving in the Israeli army. Here's a picture of Ellie with his grandfather. That's when Ellie's hair was not white, and he was, I like to make fun of Ellie that he was in Givati, but anybody who's in Golani, if you tell them they're in Givati, they get really upset. But to show Ellie that I have no hard feelings, I love you, and I'm very proud of your Golani heritage. I want to present to you, and I'm going to give you these, some of Golani swag. First of all, I have this wonderful Golani keychain. I have a Golani watch, 2 Golani bumper stickers or window stickers so that when you back your white car into the garage, you'll be able to see the sticker, and then so your beautiful white car will smell beautiful. You have a Golani air freshener, which is not available at the car wash here in Livingston. So thank you, Camille and Ellie, and you, and I know how special the memory is of your grandfather, Kolonimus Kalman ben Shimon, to your whole family, and I know that the way you raise your beautiful children and the way you carry yourselves is all deeply rooted in the life that he created for you. So again, may his neshama have an aliyah, and thank you again for sponsoring our Dvar Torah today. So what I'd like to talk about today, of course, Shavuos is tonight, and it's going to be a very, very different Shavuos. It's not the usual late night learning. Some people might still eat dairy, although I don't know why. It bothers me, but what are you going to do? I'm a strange creature. And of course, we're not going to have the usual camaraderie and association that we would have on a regular Yom Tov. So I want to share with you an insight from the Alshich, Rav Moshe Alshich, in his commentary on Chumash, and he asks a question which many people ask: if Shavuos is talking about and celebrating the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai, why is that never mentioned? In other words, in our davening we say, and in Kiddush we say, Zman Matan Torah Seinu. This is the time of the giving of our Torah. Yet, the Torah itself, in the many places where Shavuos is mentioned, it mentions it in an agricultural context, in a context of the end of Sfiras HaOmer, after Pesach, but it never says, oh, this is the time when God gave the Torah. As a matter of fact, the Talmud, it's coming up soon in the Daf Yomi, the Gemara is going to debate what day Shavuos actually took place. Was it the 6th day of Sivan or the 7th day of Sivan? Because the Torah doesn't give us an exact date, as it does with Pesach, for instance, or Sukkot, or Rosh Hashanah, or Yom Kippur. It gives us very specific, on the first day of the first month, etc., like that. So it doesn't say that for Shavuos. Why is that, the Alshich asks. And the Alshich's insight is something I think that could be very meaningful for us, particularly during this time. The Alshich says that once the Jewish people received the Torah at Sinai, and we know it was on Shavuos, Moshe had to go up 40 days, 40 nights, and he had to go bring down the tablets. And when he comes down with the tablets finally, and it's the 17th day of Tammuz, and what does he come down to see? He sees the Jewish people reveling. Yes, they were reveling and worshiping the golden calf, the Egel HaZahav. And that caused a great setback in the relationship between God and his beloved Jewish people. They said, as imagine newlyweds who come home to a shattering existence, and they have to work hard to repair that relationship. Moshe goes back and forth, back and forth. Finally, he comes down with the second set of tablets, and it's Yom Kippur. So it's quite a bit later. So the Alshich says that if God were to talk about Shavuos and the giving of the Torah and the holiday of giving the Torah, it would only remind people of the Egel HaZahav. It would remind them of their failures. He says God doesn't want to remind us of our failures. Instead, we focus on the days leading up to Shavuos, the days of self-improvement, the days of coming out of the tumah, the ritual impurity of Egypt, working up to ritual sanctity of Sinai. It's a count up 49 days. And then when we come out of those 49 days, we come out of the process of self-improvement, of purification, we become a new and a different people. And that's what Shavuos is about. That's why we say when we bring it, we bring mincha chadasha, a new mincha, a new offering, because indeed they are new people. We're going to come back to shul in a few days. And we've gone through an excruciating experience. We've gone through a painful experience. But let's hope that, like the improvement leading up to Shavuos, and like the Alshich says, we're not going to focus only on what went wrong. We're not going to focus on all the negatives. But indeed, we're going to come out a new people. We're going to be a new congregation. We're going to be a new kehillah, one that is tightly wound, one that is closer together, one that respects the boundaries of the person next to you, or I should say 6 to 8 to 10 feet away from you, one that understands priority, one that understands what it means to give, one that understands what it means to care for others. And because of our experience, we're not going to think about the negatives. We're going to focus on all the positives that came about as a result of everything we've gone through. And I think it's appropriate when we think about our sponsor today, someone who lived his whole life for his family, Kolonimus Kalman ben Shimon, someone who saw the worst of what the world has to offer, but still survived, but not only survived, but he thrived and he built a beautiful family, a family that believes in his ideals, someone who realized that, you know what, we can come out a new people after terrible, terrible instances that happened to us. And that's what Shavuos is about. So I look forward to celebrating this Yom Tov with my family immediately, but more importantly, getting back to shul and celebrating just being together in whatever form it will take. And we will work. It's a work in progress, and things will change, and we'll adapt, and we'll do, and we'll make, etc., etc. And everybody is going to do their best to comply and to work with us. But let's think of this holiday as our last time that we could really reset, and that we could think about everything that we've been through, and let's figure out how are we going to take the lessons that we've learned over these last 3 months. Just think about it. It will have been a quarter of a year that we are out of shul, a quarter of the year. And let's think about how we're going to take that and make it meaningful going forward, and how we're going to embrace our new reality. So I want to take this opportunity to wish everyone a Chag Sameach, and we should always celebrate Matan Torah and represent the positives of what the Torah brings to our lives, and appreciate all that we have been through, and take that with us as we move forward to the next phase of our personal lives and of our communal lives. Thank you so much. Wish you Chag Sameach. Shabbat Shalom.